we're starting the first step of paint. I think you let off too soon on that left side.
What?
I think you let off too soon on that left side.
I'm scrolling that. Alright.
Test it on that board back there. We're trying to hit all these spots we can't get while the hood's closed. And the door jamb that we had a little hiccup in, we fixed. But it's all single stage. It's all single stage. It's a pretty thick paint. But sealer, I actually think the sealer looks like a pretty good color myself, which is weird. It's like a gray-green. I don't even like green or gray, so I just like it. But I'm going to mix up some more, and he's back here checking his gun settings. What's going on? Looks like you ain't got much fluid coming through there. Ooh, there you go. Looks pretty uniform. Last one looked pretty good. Last one looked pretty good. Gotta be the hose kicker. He's gonna come back and he's gonna spray this upper side and then start working there. Let that front dry a little bit so we can close the door and the hoods. You're gonna do that. Yeah, a little thicker. You should be able to. Just don't worry about laying the gun flat back. Just, you know. Over in this corner, you gotta do some too. There you go. Yeah, after it dries up a little bit. Can't wait to see how terrible that tailgate looks.
That one lights is shine up and up. I got it pretty good.
Yeah. Right here. The backs of them hooks.
Huh?
Backs of them hooks.
Yeah. See.
Other than that, I think you're good.
There you go.
Start back here. Hammer on that tailgate. See what it looks like.
On the tailgate?
Yeah. That's the biggest whoa, you know.
Something ain't right, man. It ain't spraying like it was. Too unsilly.
I think you might have your pressure up too high.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I think I need more fluid. I ain't getting that wet. Yeah, I want to see.
It's laying down though.
Yeah, but I like to put it on the lip. Put more air pressure. Return more air pressure. There it is. See the difference?
Yeah.
In the orange field, you gotta put more air to it.
Right. Hey.
I get it when I pass the corner.
Alright. Hey, that tailgate don't look bad at all.
Oh, look better with another coat.
Yeah. Let him hammer down.
Yep, we got the first coat on it. She's looking pretty good, if I say so myself. Single stage of paint. No base, no clear. Got a lot of trash in it, but this is just the first coat. We were gonna put one more on it. What do you guys think about the color? It's pretty good for single stage. I'm happy with it. A lot of work went into this thing. We didn't block sand. We didn't guide coat and block it. We just fixed places, and we you know, we're not getting paid to go that far with it, so
we're not getting paid for how far we went with it.
We've went further than what we should have. But I'm happy with it.
Wait, stop right there. Please take a second to scroll on down and hit that subscribe button, maybe a little thumbs up like, and if there's anything interesting you liked about the video, why not comment, tell me good job, or say stay off of YouTube. I don't care, just help me out here. Hit the button, like some of the other content, go check it out. If you're really feeling generous, go to the shop. You can get a shirt that's completely worn out, not like this one, but you can get a good shirt over there at the shop. It's going to be at the end of the video. But please, like, share, and subscribe. This thing is gigantic and green now. Sarge green to be exact. It's not bad. Definitely looks military. Some nice big white stars on the doors. This thing would be seriously militaried out. There's a lot of dust on everything from where it's been in here a couple days, sitting and waiting for us to get back at it. It's definitely got a shine, that's for sure. But it is super duper green and super duper big. Ooh, right there you can really see it. It's very, very green. I am not a fan of it, but painted it is. Yeah. Now, let's I think we're going to do something to this side. I'm not sure yet, but if not, I'll peel all the tape off. And we can start getting everything else that's over here in the table painted soon. So all the little bits and pieces. Headlights, rings, door handles, turn signals. All that has to be painted still. Well, I have the remade battery box on. It looks good. Fits good. Right now it's got a little spring to it. But once it gets, we're going to put some like latches on it. Like, let me think here. I can't think of the toolbox latches. You know the old toolbox latches that hook over and flip down at lock? We'll put that on there to where you can lock it and it'll hold it down tight. The actual piano hinge back here is what gives it the spring. But I've got a nice gap around it. I've got the edge made all the way around it. Good as gold for a battery box, which is all it is, just a battery box. Now I have to sand it out, put some filler on it, and then we'll get it primed and painted the same color as the truck. We still have the dash we're working on. What else did we work on so far? I believe the brakes are done. We believe we found the oil leak it had, and what it is we think the oil filter had rotted out. Not completely, but enough to where it drips. We'll find out more. Right now we think it's out of oil in the filter, so we can't tell if it's dripping anymore. We still have to put in this inner fender, mount the battery box, or not the battery box, but the fuse panel, power cables, and then after that, all we have to do is the dash stuff, and I think we put gas in it and test drive, and it's done. Like, we're not far. Of course, there's a lot of little things, like we gotta black this out and everything like that. Make sure all the brakes are bled. Hook up the headlights. Put the grills in that need repainted. There's another blackout light that goes over here. It's got to get painted. The cold air inlet that goes in the middle, it's over there. It had a rough spot, so we fixed it. Tail lights. We have several tail lights. We have the OG originals. We still have to put on the sides of the angle iron right there that we mounted them to. Have to be done off there. All that's getting blacked. Those are. We have long black tail lights right here. Make sure nobody hits this thing when, you know, going down the road. Other than that, you know, it's put the seats in, which are just 2 regular seats. There's no carpet. The carpet that was in it was cut up, so that ain't gonna happen. Charge the AC system, and that's it. It's going. I'm gonna say at least by the end of this month, which it is May. You guys won't see this for a while, but yeah. By the end of May, this thing will be gone. And thank God, because it's been here forever. But it's going to be one of the coolest ones to have come out of here so far. This giant 4x4 step rails. You gotta do step rails too. Those aren't no biggie. Easy peasy Japanesey right there. Got the other step rail, it's already painted. We got stuff sitting over there. We gotta paint them lights. The housings anyway. Check these out. I thought these were amazing. These are full bulbs. That is the bulb. That whole thing. There's no replacement bulb inside of it. And these actually worked. We hooked them up. This one, I believe, right here, actually lit up red. It's hilarious because these things are old. Old. Blackout stop turn signal. It's crazy, but it's amazing at the same time. Headlight rings and stuff over there, mirrors, yep. But it's almost done. Almost done. Well, big old dumb boy Scotty fell off a roof the other day, so it's up to me to finish this thing now. But I got the taillight mounts on both sides. I'm actually going to round that corner off, because if not, somebody hits that, it's going in their leg. I've got this taped off back here. This edge has got to be painted again. These are going to be black. I have the box done. I'm just hitting it with the spot putty now. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of the primer in a can. Then it gets painted green. The dashboard's got to be painted. And that door over there's got some touch-up areas. So that's my next step. I'm going to let that spot putty dry. Let me show you this stuff real quick. This stuff actually works a lot better than the red Bondo brand. But that stuff seems to take forever to dry. So tomorrow I am going to be painting that lower lip, the box, and the dash. Then I'm going to let it dry. And after that, if you look under here, yeah, brakes still aren't fixed. I don't know if Scott was in there and accidentally hit the brake pedal real hard and blew a line out, or if it just isn't worked. It isn't sealed yet, like the system. I'm so tired of them brakes already. But after that, I've still got to paint this. I have to repaint all the bumper guard stuff. and all of this stuff back here. These are the tail lights, the blackout light, the mirror, and the cowl. That's all got to get painted. But for today, considering I need shop towels to prep wipe, and town's like 20 minutes away, so I'm gonna let that dry, come back in tomorrow, knock that out, can prime it, hit it again with some 320, hit all that stuff over there with some 320. Probably gonna hit them lights before I leave with some can primer, and I'll be good to go. I got the radio box done. This one's a little tricky. As you can see how far back in it goes is because when you actually close the glove box door, there's these little latch springs right here, and they push in real far, and we got hinges. So I had to cut for all that. But 'tis what it is. And after all that stuff's done, I'll finally get to put my wiring in. I have a little trick is to go by the 20-foot jumper cables and use them as battery cables. That's 4 gauge, by the way. So 4 gauge, it's got to run from there down, back over to the box, and the ground has to run from the battery to the frame. That's it. So you'll have a lot of black left and probably a little bit to no white. Got the lugs and battery terminals. These are the ones I like to use. But that's basically it for today. It's either that or I sit around and wait for filler to dry, and I ain't doing that, so I'm gonna let that dry, prime them, and get out of here. So everything turned out pretty good. First time the music's actually kicked back on. But everything's painted. It actually turned out pretty slick. Already untaped it. Now I'm going to start putting all the wiring back in, which is a giant pile over there. I think the first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to put the seat back in, so that way I ain't got to be all cocked up and sideways and bent and broken to get the wires in there. Alright, so we're getting close to done with this thing. I've got the stereo in and the AC switch. I've got to do the wipers, the gauges, and speakers. I was going to get some really tiny ones for up here, but I'm thinking in this area right here, right over here, I could stuff some like 6.5s easily. Yeah, over in that area. Make a little like triangle piece and then have it swoop over or something. Anywho, almost done with this thing. After that, got to do brakes. Then after the brakes, all this has got to be taped off and it's got to be blacked out. Sorry, I'm in the middle of burping up tacos. Yeah, some of you right now are like, yeah, but got to do tucking, hiding. Got to mount this still. That's going to be fun. And other than that, it's basically done. After I get the brakes figured out, we can test drive the stupid thing and it can get out of here. Yeah, it's been months on this because sicknesses and COVID and friggin' leg broken, not mine, Scott's, but it's been a chore. But it's almost over now. Yes, the power seats do work in here. I like to do that. It makes it hilarious to me. A 1940, 50, whatever with power seats. It's hilarious. Oh, we also have to paint that top green. Yeah, that's going to be fun. I'm thinking about rolling it just because nobody's going to see it, and that's very textured, beat up what do you expect from something from the 40s, 50s, whatever it's from. But I'm gonna get back to this mess up here. Alright, this big giant green bean's getting close to done. Battery's just sitting there for now. I keep forgetting to get the latch and the latches. Keep thinking, oh, the latch and the prop to hold it open. The dash is coming along. I got the speakers in. I was gonna put the speakers there, but there's no room. They're too small. So I got some 6.5s. Put them right there. Made their own little pods, which they're not pods. They're just like Luan sitting there. But it's sturdy, and it'll sound great in this big giant open hole. This is a very tough dash to do. Literally, you can't reach up this way under the dash because of this metal kick panel Scott made for the blower. And over there, there's no room because of the steering column. Basically, everything we do, we have to reach in through that hole until we seal it. Which is what I'm going to do now to hook up the radio. Well, not hook it up, but plug in the antenna, which we put up there, a little whip. But they give you tons of length in there, so ran it all the way. Got to tuck all my wires up there, zip tie them up, and then hopefully get to hear some noise from this. But inside this metal-clad garage, I highly doubt it. So let's see what happens. Well, we're one step closer now. Well, actually, we're a couple steps closer. We're real close. Let's just say that we're real close. Interior's all done. Got to do some wire tuck and a little vent we made, well, Scott made. Got to put some latches on here, put the battery in there. The best news of all today, all 4 of these rusty, crusty, always snapping brake bleeders broke free on this thing. Super happy about that. The back's even worse than this, but some heat, some PB, best lube ever, broke them all free. So the next steps we got to do, we got to finish blacking out this. We have to mount our wiring harness, push the other harness in. We have to do the latch on the other side. That's got to get welded because that is not going to hold with 2 tack screws. So we're almost there. After we get the hood latches done and wiring over there, everything blacked out, we have to put this other side inner fender in, and then that'll basically be done. We have to put the covers back on the windshield wipers and the windshield wiper arms back on. Can't see it. There you go. Wiper motors are up in there. We've got some door seals to put on. Them are a pain in the A. All the lights are wired. Tail lights all work. Headlights all work. We got to get an adapter for the antenna for the radio. Put on this. It's where it had the old school vent in the center. We cut them off and glue them down. This has got to get painted. The roof's got to get painted. It's just a black spot where they like welded it up. It was cloth. It's got to get painted. And the last thing is putting the other step rail on the other side. After that, charge the AC. Yep. That will be the last thing. Charge the AC, top off all the fluids, and this baby is... Hold on. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it. It'll be done after nearly 9 months. I know. Don't say it. It's been 9 months because, you know, there's a little thing going on called COVID. Scott broke his leg. I actually got COVID and was down for 2 weeks, plus another week after that, because, you know, making sure. So that's 3 weeks. Scott's been down. He's been down almost 2 months. There was twice as much work on one of these as there is on the trucks, considering, you know. And not to mention, we had to cut the frame. We had to make our own filler neck. We had to do lots and lots of body work that we do not charge enough to do. But it's too late now. So, that's the name of the game. And that's where we're at. No, there is no carpet for this. He actually cut it out of the Durango. We could have reused it, but no. I will try to tuck these wires, because I already tucked those wires that are down there. Other than that, it's golden. The heat works amazing. But that's it.
First test drive, guys. She drives great. The back door's a little rattly. Out good. AC's blowing cold. Happy with it.